gooching up. I'm going to tell Hannah to text me just to see if anything's wrong with the stream.
I got Matt
Yeah, I guess tell him to let us
watching
know.
us too.
Text us if anything is off. Okay. Connection is Geech. Alright, so I'm going to do Command Shift 2 real quick. What's up, guys? Welcome back to another BitBloggers live stream. Today we are talking about Microsoft's E3 2017 conference. I'm here with Jacob McGee,
Hey guys.
our BitBloggist Xbox aficionado.
I don't know about that.
He knows much more than most everyone, and he likes a lot of things that I don't like. So that works out very well. In terms
Only
of,
one of those statements are true.
in terms of them, showing Forza. I hate racing games, and that's one of Xbox's just monument IPs that they have. So we're gonna run through just a few things that they talked about today, and there was a lot. This was a super long conference.
We got so much to talk about.
What was it, like 97
An hour and a half, whatever.
hour and a
that
half or
is.
something like that?
Started at 5, it didn't end until 6:40.
Yes. So I think, honestly, they did everything right, though. This was a fantastic conference in terms of them showing games, not spending too much time on Xbox Scorpio.
Thank God. Okay.
And,
They listened to the feedback they've been getting. Like, there's not enough games for Xbox. Well, here's 57 million games.
what was it? Was it like 42 games that they had or something like that?
It was like 42 exclusive titles and like a total of 58 or something like that.
That is
Something
insane.
crazy. There was a lot.
And there was, so 42 total games announced, 22 that were exclusive to Xbox. So about half, essentially, which is really good, really good. But the big news, I guess we can start off with this, is that Phil Spencer came out and immediately talked about the Xbox Scorpio, which now we know is titled Xbox One X. What do you think of that name?
It's a name. I mean, after PS4 Pro, my expectations weren't too high.
Yeah.
Xbox One X it's meme worthy,
Yes.
and I think these next few days are going to be an adventure
for
for Microsoft.
Yes, explaining the Xbox One X is going to be one of the more interesting things that they try to do. I just don't know.
I'm just going to call it Scorpio.
Yeah.
I mean, what was PlayStation Pro's code name, so to speak?
I can't remember, honestly. I cannot remember what they called it. Sorry, I'm just checking our stream to make sure it's good. If anybody's listening or watching, please let us know if it doesn't work, because that would be really embarrassing if we're sitting here talking and no one can hear us. So far, everything seems to be running smooth, though. So $499 is the price point for this bad boy. 6 teraflop GPU at 1.172 gigahertz.
Means nothing to me.
Yeah, I am not a tech spec guy, so for me, this was
I'm assuming it's good.
But everyone in the audience seemed like super pumped about this. They were like, "Holy crap, this is amazing!" Everyone's like, "Ah!"
I mean, they kept saying most powerful console
ever.
Yeah,
which is great. We need that, and I think for a while now, Xbox has been behind, so this is a great step forward for them. And 500, I think, is a very reasonable price when you consider how much power is packed into this thing.
I think it kind of makes up for the subpar current generation.
Yeah.
So Xbox One and PS4 just out of the box weren't that great.
Yeah,
Right off the bat.
They weren't.
I think this takes us to the next step that we should have been at. But whatever, we took the baby step with the Xbox One and the PS4. And now we have the Pro and the Scorpio. I think this is where consoles need to be right now.
Yeah.
And then Nintendo's off doing
doing their own thing with the
Switch.
I love.
Which Nintendo will always do.
So for me, what I'm still curious to see is now how. I mean, we'll talk about this when Sony has their E3 press conference, but like how are they going to answer now? Like when they have this strong of a console out, so.
It'll be. I think Sony's also kind of had a head start on Microsoft for a little bit, just because the game volume for PS4 is so much higher.
I think it's like 25 to like maybe 30 million Xbox Ones have been sold, and there's like 50 something million PS4s out there, so almost double. And Sony's been chilling out with all the cool developers for a while, and it sounds like Microsoft is getting a few more on board. Yeah, they had a Japanese developer in there with the Dragon Ball Z stuff.
Bethesda, BioWare is doing big things for them, like with Anthem. Oh, Anthem. We'll talk
Anthem,
about that later.
That was the last game revealed. So I guess we can kind of run through some of this stuff. But what is actually really cool, that last thing on the Xbox One X, is its size. So when the Xbox One came out, it was massive, and like that was
huge.
That was a big complaint for a lot of people. They're like, "This is so big, like this is huge," and now it's just like really, really small. It's like barely bigger than an Xbox One controller.
Yeah, it's smaller than the Xbox One S, which is like the
really
small Xbox One.
Yeah.
It looks great. I'm very happy with the size, with what they were able to do, the performance. All in all, the Xbox One X, despite the name, I'm very satisfied with and happy to see.
Cool. All right, so the very first game that they showed was Forza 7 Motorsport. And this was a big deal to Jacob because it basically said that they were announcing Porsche to be in line with Forza.
Right. And Porsche's been, I'm going to get a little political with the driving simulators.
Go for it.
Porsche has always been in the past Forza game. I think they first were introduced in like Forza 4 as DLC. And the big thing was that EA had pretty much full ownership of the Porsche ID for all of the racing games, which is why you always saw it in like Need for Speed titles and other really shitty driving games that EA produces. And they always come as DLC later.
Yeah.
It was so great. And like Forza and stuff like that, it's always DLC later down the line. But to actually announce the 2018 911 GT2 RS on stage, world premiere.
That is a lot of syllables right
there.
It
is.
2018 Porsche 911 GT2 RS.
But it's such an incredible. I'm a big car nerd.
I don't know a lot about cars, unfortunately. So okay,
it was really exciting to me.
So big deal.
Deal. Porsche's coming out with Forza right out of the box, which is enough to get me excited because I'm a huge Porsche nerd.
October 3rd, 2017 too. For this
soon, very very soon.
So I feel like Forza just came out, so I don't know exactly how quickly they pump these games out, but they said there's a lot of stuff that they've improved in the game as far as just graphical fidelity. We
looked great.
I mean, I'm watching on a 1080 TV, and so that's kind of a complaint I have sometimes with like 4K demos where I can't really tell what they're talking about. Like I can't see the definition.
Right.
But I could even tell with like some of the textures and like the reflections of the water on the ground looked really great.
Yeah.
So I think they're doing a lot. 700 cars. And then they had
a big number.
I think I made a joke during the stream, but like, maybe for Forza 8 they'll have 800 cars. Who knows?
Holy shit! I just got it. Forza 7 700.
Yeah,
I know.
Could be.
I
feel like 700 cars is too many cars.
Well,
that's got to be too many cars. You're only going to drive.
A lot of them
are
going to be this like different liveries for different racing teams, that sort of thing. Same GT Pro cars.
You know more about this game than I do.
I do. I'm very excited about this game.
700 just stresses me out. I'm like, how can you choose between that many cars?
I've been playing Forza since the original one on the first Xbox. Like, I'm a huge nut for these things, and I really want to see what Sony does with Gran Turismo at this point, because Forza's just been stomping them into the ground.
Oh yeah,
for the past 5 years.
Forza they have been the definitive racing game for the longest time.
Yeah.
So this is a big deal, and the fact that it does have Xbox One X support is really cool. All right, so the next one was Metro Exodus. In the Metro kind of series, you had Last Light, and I think Retribution was the other one.
No, I think it was.
I cannot remember.
2070. I don't know.
Yeah, you're right. 27.7.
And then Last Light.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I don't know where I got my Retribution from. But no release date for this one. Looks pretty cool. Very similar in the vein of what Metro looks like, where you're crawling through creepy, crawly. Sewers and
post-apocalyptic Russia,
and then you hop outside and it's still a really shitty place.
Yeah. It looked really badass.
Yeah, it looked very
really
very
exciting. I don't know. I think that's going to be one of the ones I'm going to have to wait to play.
Yeah,
to
that'll
really
be a
sell
wait and
myself
see.
on. Yeah,
Especially since there's no release date yet. We're probably not going to see that for a while. So the next one that we do have a release date for, though, is Assassin's Creed Origins, which we had known about this for a while. There was a lot of leaks kind of up to E3 about this. Which
we knew it was going to happen.
Kind of unfortunate because I think this would have had a bit more power had it not been leaked a little bit. But still, it looked really great. That's what you and I both agreed on. Is like, it looks fantastic.
Good. Still in tune with past Assassin's Creed's title, nothing wildly different or anything like that.
That's kind of how I felt too.
But we'll see. Maybe it'll play differently. Maybe
you can slide down pyramids.
You could slide, which was a selling point for me personally.
Yeah, as soon as you saw that, you were like, okay, I can.
Okay, I can get behind this.
Giant snake monsters. And
you throw a giant monster in there, and I'm gonna love it every single time.
So it looks like they're combining a little bit of a mythical aspect to this, as well as like a realistic, because apparently this is the birthplace of the Brotherhood, of the Assassin's Creed. So hopefully, and Ubisoft took off time for this game. They took I think 2 years instead of like it being annualized. Yeah. So I think they've spent more time on this, and I'm hoping to see just a higher quality and different experience than what we've seen in the past.
I hope so. Assassin's Creed's been really stale for me for a very long time.
And the trailer just still didn't really sell me on it, even though it had a few new cool things. I was like, this looks like Assassin's Creed.
The gameplay wasn't too revealing. I saw some subtle differences in the combat and that sort of thing.
But October 27th.
It's soon, so we'll have our hands on it.
And I'm sure we'll have some preview footage of that and people playing it and telling us what they think about it. So stay tuned. Next, pretty big announcement actually is PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds. This has been a huge just online Twitch streaming game that everyone's obsessed with. PC exclusive for up until today, when Xbox basically said, hey, it's exclusive to Xbox One as far as consoles go. And it's coming late 2017.
This one caught me so off guard. I didn't see it coming. I didn't expect it. I didn't think PlayerUnknown would bring Battleground to console. I didn't really expect it to. But the fact that it is
it
happy
makes
news.
sense. And it's great.
It's not bad by any means.
Yeah. I think we noticed even with EA's press conference yesterday, like they're leaning pretty heavy into the Twitch streaming community or just the streaming community in general. Because they know that's where a lot of the audience is now. They're watching people play these video games.
Right. Let's Plays on YouTube are huge.
So Battlegrounds is just like one of those games that's just massive. And so Xbox saw that as an opportunity and was like, let's just go ahead and get this on Xbox, and that's going to look great for us. So that's exciting. And then we kind of got into a bit more of some indie games here, kind of slowed down in the middle of the press conference.
I really liked because
there's
Microsoft,
so much. there's
so much. But Microsoft has been infamous for not having a ton of indie support. And I think they were really trying to turn that around this E3, saying, "Hey, wait, no, look,
we have games.
Look, indie developers.
You're gonna love these.
You're gonna love them." And I think we will love them. A lot of them looked very promising.
Yes, and I apologize to anyone watching. I'm producing the show as well as doing this, so I just want to make sure everything's functioning.
Because streaming is apparently super hard.
I keep getting notifications from people, and I'm hoping they're not saying, "Hey, your stream's broken." So it looks like it's all good still. Okay, so Deep Rock Galactic. This looks really cool. It did look really cool. This is a few of the indie games that I was pretty excited to see more about.
Dwarves in space.
Yeah, dwarves in space. It looks like you have different roles. Like one guy's digging tunnels, and other guys have like weapons to defend you from like little bugs and monsters,
aliens,
that are in
whatever.
These caves.
You're mining for resources.
Yeah, it's very polygonal. Not Minecraft in like as far as the cube shapes goes.
I thought it was Strafe when I first saw it.
Oh yeah, we did. Yeah, we thought it was Strafe. Because that got announced not too long ago, and I think that's already on
Strafe's
PC.
Been out for a while. Yeah.
So this looked really cool. No release date for this guy, but it does look like a really great game that I do want to see more of. So
keep your eye on that.
Stay tuned for that. State of Decay 2. This did not look good.
No.
This did not look good.
And I wasn't a huge fan of the original State of Decay. I played it at a friend's house in passing and had no desire to touch it again.
Yeah.
Because how many zombie shooters are we going to have to play?
Exactly. I was going to say, unfortunately, the zombie thing is now almost, I think it actually is outdone. Like it's overdone now. Where
it's the World War, it's the 2000, what year is it? 2017 equivalent of World War II shooters in the mid 2000s.
Exactly. Like
We're sick of
seen
it.
so many games that have this mechanic, and they're great for that many reasons. Like Walking Dead is still a big show, I think. But I mean, I think the only game that's gonna actually get me excited about zombies is The Last of Us 2.
Which isn't really even zombies.
It's like mutant weird,
fungi, crazy
clickers
creatures
that I don't like.
Yeah, I'll just wait for Last of Us 2 if I want to play a zombie shooter.
That'll be my zombie fix for the.
Oh, don't forget about that Metal Gear Solid spin-off shooter.
Konami, how could you?
Hideo's crying somewhere.
Yeah,
I know.
Well, he
is.
doesn't care. He's making
Stranded or whatever.
He's chilling with Norman Reedus, just having a great time.
When's that game gonna get? When are we gonna take a look at that?
Hey, Sony,
I'm excited about.
We'll figure it out. Be careful tapping on the table, you ding dong.
I'm sorry.
So State of Decay had a pretty weak showing. Animations didn't look too fleshed out yet. Story again was a little outdated. So
yeah,
we'll kind of just skip past that guy. The Darwin Project did look pretty interesting when it first opened. It was like cool Pixar almost animation style, and it
kind
looks
of Team Fortress.
Yeah. And then it opened it up to like actual gameplay UI, and it looks kind of more of like a MOBA. With like Hunger Games, like
sci-fi
combat.
Hunger Games, arena battle TV, MOBA shoot. I don't know.
Because as soon as he killed that guy, it was like 4 players alive or something like that. So it seems like very self-aware that you're killing people in this weird arena, and there was like a camera, and then that weird announcer dude, guy.
Oh my gosh!
Hopped on stage and was like yelling at us. It was like, I don't know about that.
That caught me. I mean, they're trying to appeal to like Twitch.
Yes.
MLG. Is MLG still a thing?
It's a weird world we live in, man, where we watch other people play video games online.
I know. It's great.
I love it though. And we're here live talking about
video games.
A video that we just watched, so it can't be much better. The next one that was it was still really cool to see, but not the most exciting announcement was Minecraft. 4K updates, which have been available on PC for a while because of all the modding community they have there.
Yeah.
But what is really cool and good on Microsoft for this is it's available for all consoles.
Yeah, cross-platform play.
So, and they had a little snippet that showed every single console except for the PS4, but it did at the end say all consoles. So I do believe it's still going to be on PlayStation 4
I think so.
PlayStation.
So if you have a buddy, are they going to do? Yeah, they were going to do Windows, so you can play with your PC friends. You can play with your lunatic friends who are for some reason playing on an iPad.
Yeah, there was an iPad version. I was like, that's a weird one to throw in there, but okay.
But yeah, cross-platform play, really nice.
That looks cool. Coming this fall for like the new textures. It's called the Super Duper
Graphics Pack or something like that. Yeah,
which was also very unexciting. It was like,
I mean, we've had those sort of Shadowbox Light Element mods available on PCs for a very long time now.
So this was all like, that's cool that the console's getting it, but this is something that I kind of already knew existed.
And frankly, I'm a little sick of Minecraft.
Yeah, I'm not a Minecraft guy.
It's everywhere.
Yeah.
And I hate it.
So the next one, just jumping right through all these games because this is like exactly how the
conference
went. We're going way faster, so you're lucky. Dragon Ball Z or Dragon Ball Fighter Z. Early 2018.
I'm into it.
It looks great. I love Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah.
So these
art
games
style, kind of reminiscent of old 2D fighters.
Yeah.
But like, not.
it's not like your most recent. Was it Tenkaichi that came out most recently, or
Xenoverse 2?
Xenoverse 2, yeah. Where it's cell shaded and like it has like the thick line around them.
Yeah, very artsy.
Yeah. This looked almost like it was animated, like the cartoon style.
Beautiful.
It was very good looking. So. That'll be a cool game. It seems like a lot of the voice acting was still in Japanese, so this game probably has a little bit further to go.
Janky translations and all.
Yeah, but early 2018 for that game, so I'm looking forward to Dragon Ball Fighter Z. MMORPG Black Desert. I'm going to be honest, I don't remember a lot about this game.
I remember being very impressed by the music.
Mm-hmm.
The music was really good.
Music opened up. It was gorgeous.
The combat system looked really, really good. Very MMORPG. Very JRPG as well.
Yeah, it kind of had like an Elder Scrolls feel to it, where like you were meeting with like a bunch of like villagers.
Like an Elder Scrolls meets World of Warcraft meets Final Fantasy.
Isn't it like sad that we have to like describe these games by just saying
other games?
Yeah. It's like this and this and this. It's basically like all these games combined.
It looked really entertaining.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to pick it up. I want to see more.
No release date for this either. I'm not a big MMORPG guy because of how much time they require of you.
Yeah, not that they're not fun. It's just I start playing and then I don't stop for a while.
So we'll see. We'll see how this one goes. The next one is The Last Night, and this really wowed. I think both of us were like, "Wow, this looks really cool." It's basically it has that 3D pixel art style that we've kind of saw in that weird Square Enix RPG that they announced for the Switch. Project Octopath Traveler. Did you see that?
Yeah, I did see that. It looked similar to that.
Kind of like that, but the backgrounds are more realistic in the sense that like it wasn't a 16-bit look. It was more like 32-bit.
Yeah.
And like
kind of Hotline Miami.
Yes, like Hotline Miami, but like 3D
and like super dramatic and
yeah.
I don't know.
The game again. The music was gorgeous for this game.
Yeah.
It looked like a point-and-click adventure where you were kind of just doing specific actions in an environment and then progressing to the next place. But who knows?
And it was a trailer, so
yeah,
it could be a turn-based real-time strategy game. Who knows? Both of them.
Either way, Xbox is getting some pretty cool-looking artsy titles on their platform.
They are.
I'm all about that. This one, again, another very artful game, and it's called
indie title, The Artful Escape.
And the release date on this
coming when it's damn ready. It was so, I don't want to say trippy because that term is overused and cliche, but it was.
It was a really weird
like
trailer.
A Beatles Bowie tribute.
You thought it was like a David Bowie tribute.
Yeah, and it looked really cool. I don't know.
It doesn't look it doesn't look like a game yet. Is the thing that's weird about it. Is it's just like very.
It's like very Night in the Woods ish.
Yeah,
kind of following that vein of like walk and talk.
You're
adventure.
traveling. Yeah, you're traveling along and like just doing some weird stuff and talking to weird individuals, playing guitar, flying through the sky. I mean,
yeah, and then elephants shooting rainbows pop out over the hill and.
And that's normal.
That's normal.
That's how things work.
That's how this game goes.
The next one, which actually does look pretty cool too, and this is like again them going towards that Japanese developer route, where it's called Code Vein, and I could have sworn it was something that I recognized, but I guess it's just like a very traditional Japanese animation.
Yeah, very
style.
JRPG, which is a weird route for Microsoft to take because usually Sony's all about those JRPGs.
They're all about it.
And the occasional Nintendo game. But for Microsoft to really be pushing it at like their main conference, I don't know. It's an interesting route. It's a route I will walk with them.
I will enable them to do as much as they need to. And honestly, like this conference, like I don't want to get too ahead of myself, but this conference was so strong that during the middle of it, I was like, I think I might want to buy an Xbox now, like Xbox One X now, because of just like how good this was. Like they have so many cool games coming.
It wasn't just like there was a huge volume of games, but they all look like just quality games,
and they're all different. Like that was the thing with like this entire time with the Xbox. Really, it's been hard to like they've seen a lot of like great games come out, but just not to the success they wanted. Like Halo kind of let down a lot of people. Gears of War let down a lot of people. Titanfall 2, great game, but it was just one of those things where
it got overshadowed by like Battlefield 1,
so many things,
and, Call of Duty.
Exactly. So I think this is so cool to see. Like we have all these games in development and planned for Xbox, and like there's such a difference between all these games.
Yeah, I'm like late. Yeah. This coming late 2017, early 2018 looks really promising.
Really good. Sony's gonna have to do a lot of work to make sure that they can catch up because this is a very strong.
Yeah, they set the bar real high on this one.
Sea of Thieves.
It looks so good.
I cannot wait.
I can't wait. Whatever Rare touches, I'll buy. Like they know that at this point.
The music's good.
And
like I was saying, like they've never done a co-op pirate game before. So
not like this.
So this is exciting. Like,
this is exciting.
It's like what you want to do.
It was very obviously Rare created. The humor was there, the art style's there, the gameplay is there. Yeah. It's just
and this was actually a very long gameplay trailer.
It was.
Where it was I would argue to say it was like 3-4 minutes long of just them like
I think it was longer
than that. Like a guy basically talking over the game.
It felt like almost 10 minutes or so.
Yeah,
but they spent a lot of time on it, which was good. They sold me on it.
Yeah, but like I was sold this game when I saw it last.
Yeah,
but it's just like I love the part where they were fighting against the other pirate ship, and you saw like he could shoot out of a cannon onto the other team's pirate ship.
Yeah, and just wreck their shit.
Kill them all.
It was
and
great.
Then he went down into the deck, under the deck, or the whatever you would call that, the poop deck. I don't know what you would call that.
Whatever it is, pirate ship.
but there was water coming in too, so like it looks like they took special thought into that. Like if they start taking like hits, this ship's gonna sink. So I was like that looks really neat.
Yeah,
you know, it's gonna be a very fun, lighthearted experience, and then you'll have other stuff like Anthem. That's gonna be like way more intense, like co-op.
We'll talk about it last. We'll talk about Anthem last. I'm excited.
So Sea of Thieves, early 2018 release date. Very excited about that. Tacoma, this got just a quick little show. Not the best showing. This has been out on PC for a while.
It was a trailer. And it was a short little trailer.
It was an Oculus game too, I think, initially. So cool that's coming to Xbox One X.
Because going back to the Xbox One X, I don't remember them mentioning this at all, but it's going to have VR support.
Oh yeah, the HoloLens stuff.
And they didn't say anything about it.
Interesting. That could be good or bad.
We'll see.
Maybe they're being smart. Maybe they're like, VR not ready yet. Maybe they're like kind of backing off.
Kind of backing off a little bit. But E3 just started, so we have all week. So who knows? Maybe they'll have some surprise.
Secret
hey, look,
reveals.
HoloLens is on sale today.
Congratulations. Yeah.
We'll see.
Super Lucky's Tale. This is basically a just traditional 3D platformer. Looks kind of like Conquer, but you're playing as like a little fox who's jumping around and getting coins.
Yeah, and less vulgar and
jumping on shrooms and stuff.
It was cute.
It looks cute. It's a pretty game. Nothing more exciting really to say about.
It's kind of in the vein of these lately, the like
Ratchet and Clank
ukulele
remaster, yeah,
that sort of stuff.
So many just was it Ratchet and Clank that got remastered recently?
Yes.
Am I saying that wrong? That was
Ratchet and Clank.
Yeah, I wanted to make sure that was the right one. I couldn't remember. So yeah, that's cool. And again, that's just a good breadth of games that they've announced for the Xbox.
Just a variety, which is what we wanted.
Good to have. Next one, which I loved this little debut, Cuphead. September 29th release date, and that was pretty much it.
That was it.
It was like cute little trailer.
You guys have seen this before. We got new bosses. Check it out. 15-second trailer. Oh, by the way, coming out September 29th.
Well, and you made a good point. You were saying it got such such good
reception when they first debuted it. It was just going to be a little indie tile, really short. You can breeze through it pretty quickly. And the reception was so positive, they decided to turn it into a full-fledged game.
Yeah, they probably added more to
it. I think they added a few like new systems, like an overworld, that sort of stuff.
I'm into this game. I was excited about this game for a long time, but it's been a while. It's been a while since it's been in development. I think did it get revealed like 2014,
something
2015?
Like that.
It's been a minute since Cuphead's been on the radar. But this was cool because it was really short. It was like, here's when it's coming out. Get excited. That was it.
Yeah.
So they played that one very, very well. All right, so we're actually making good progress on all these games. We still have a few more things to cover, and pretty big ones to cover at least. But Crackdown 3. This looks awesome.
It looks awesome. I'm a huge fan of Crackdown.
I love Terry Crews.
We've been waiting on this for a long time.
Yeah. Remind me if you probably know this answer, but Crackdown came out as was it like if you bought like Halo or Gears of War, didn't you?
No. What it was, and I remember this very clearly.
Crackdown or something, right?
No, you bought Crackdown and you got codes for the multiplayer beta of Halo 3.
That's what it was. Okay, there was something like tied in with Halo,
and it was either Halo 3 or Halo Reach, one of the two. Okay. But you got like the multiplayer beta for that game. So everyone bought Crackdown to play the Halo beta. And then they started playing Crackdown, and they're like, "Oh, holy shit! This game's actually really good.
This is a good game." So that's what I was gonna say. This is like really cool success story for them. Like the fact that this game has now made its third sequel, and it looks crazier and like just so cool. Like it just like the cel shaded art looks amazing. Matt texted you during the stream and was like, "What the hell is going on in this?"
Right.
There's just so many things happening.
It looked awesome.
But I think it's gonna be a great game. It's gonna be like just fun, crazy, stupid,
self-aware, which is important with those kind of games.
Yes.
I'm excited for it.
And Terry Crews, I do believe, is going to be in this game. So
reason enough, right there.
Get excited about it.
Get excited about it.
Then we had a whole bunch of just showcase of games. Honestly, I didn't even write any of them down, but there was a lot of really cool.
A lot of them look
indie
really
titles.
cool indie titles. We saw a few more like kind of RPG sort of things. I think there was a MOBA in there.
Yeah,
I don't know. We'll see.
I appreciate them not spending like so much time on all these games because obviously they're like people aren't. I mean, you and I were getting tired during the stream. I was like, this is only an hour and a half. Like clearly my attention span is like not good enough, or I need coffee. Hence why we have coffee now for this. But jumping right along past that, we have this game called Ashen.
Yes.
And when they first showed it, it was like these two like polygonal characters.
Yeah.
One guy with no face except for a mustache, and then a girl, I believe. And I thought it was the same guys that did Brothers: A Tale of Two Sons for like iOS. Like the art styles were almost exactly the same except for zoomed in and like 3D.
In 3D, yeah.
But it wasn't that.
No, because they're working on that other game
for Sony called EA called
A Way Out.
A Way Out.
Yeah.
But this looked really cool, and you made a good assumption saying it looked like
very
Dark Souls.
Very Dark Soulsy. It looked almost kind of like a rogue game.
Yeah. Like where you're gonna be like maybe fighting, like you mean like roguelike in the sense of like procedure generated like areas.
You go in, you die, you have a new character,
you fight,
you see how far you get, you die.
It'd be a good aesthetic for that because I feel like that art style would probably play to that strength.
Art style was beautiful. The monsters looked awesome.
It was just like one giant monster, right?
There were a few monsters.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, that game looks really neat, and again, just Xbox and Microsoft diversifying their video game profile,
expanding their palette.
So this was one of the more Life is Strange. I don't know if this is a direct. I mean, I don't know if it's a sequel or not. It says Before the Storm, so I'm assuming this could be leading up to Life is Strange, or
could
maybe
be a prequel?
after.
I don't know. Life is
episode
Strange.
1 of 3.
Episode 1 of 3. I'm not even gonna watch episode 1.
So yeah, you said you weren't a big fan of these games.
No, it was pretty underwhelming. I watched a reviewer on YouTube, Shammy. I love Shammy. He reviewed both Night in the Woods and Life is Strange, because they're both kind of in the same vein. Games set in late October, telling stories about a small town girl
who has secret powers. Except for Night in the Woods is a cat.
But Night in the Woods was just so. Life is Strange is poorly written, mostly because it's written in French.
Yeah.
The plot wasn't too great. It was weird. You didn't care about the characters. The development was weak.
Dude, you should tell Phil Spencer. You should let him know, like, hey, you guys ought to take care of this.
Yeah, I know. Hey, guys, if you're watching, fix your game.
Anybody listening,
hire some writers. That was a little mean. I'm sorry.
So Life is Strange, it wasn't the best demo because even and it looks like they're using the same tech.
Like the same engine,
before,
which is, in a word, underwhelming.
Yeah, it wasn't great. It's kind of like how all the Telltale games are, where they're the graphics aren't like incredible, but they have their own art style.
Appealing.
Yeah, because it is more like 3D based. It doesn't look as good. So
yeah,
we'll skip past.
Skip it.
Skip it.
Ooh, big one.
Shadow of War. Release date October 10th, 2017.
I'm excited about this one.
This looks really great.
Looks great.
I don't think the graphics again like weren't mind blowing by any sense. They looked really good, but they did bring back the Nemesis system, and that was a big focus of the game, as well as being able to recruit other orcs and different bad guys.
Yeah, they just kind of revamped the Nemesis system. Now it's like I don't know. It looked really compelling. It's like a new spin on the game.
The voice acting was incredible.
And all that. The voice acting was. Bruce is like.
Yeah, Bruce.
Bruce
stole the show for at least that segment right there. He is awesome.
He was extremely entertaining. The voice actors are extremely talented. Music direction was great. All in all, I'm sure I'll play it. I'll love it.
Yeah. I love Lord of the Rings.
Not out yet.
10 out of 10. And talk about like another sleeper hit. Like Shadow. I remember Shadow of Mordor came out, and that was a game that everyone was like, I don't know how good this is going to be because usually licensed games don't do very well.
Right. Especially Lord of the Rings.
Yeah. In the past, have been pretty bad.
And like then it turned out to be like the Lord of the Rings.
Everyone was like, wow, this is incredible.
Yeah.
Like, this is really, really cool. So it seems that they've got the same character, or at least the same mechanic where you're playing as this guy who can bounce between the this other ghost that possesses him and gives him these powers to possess people and do all kinds of cool stuff. So that, I'm excited about this game. I believe that is going to be cross-platform, so it'll be on PS4 later because Shadow of Mordor was. So it might be a timed exclusive. I didn't see much about that. I wasn't paying attention to the titles like you were. I should have looked more into that. Another one that I think people will be excited about is Ori and the Will of the Wisps. I hate that word.
Will of the Wisps.
The Wisps.
I never played the original Ori. I understand that it was very beautiful. The art direction was incredible, and the music was great.
And super hard.
Apparently,
it was like a really, really hard platformer that people had a hard time with.
But it was gorgeous, so it's okay.
So yeah, this is a cool opener. It looks like they took a note from Sony, or maybe just other press conferences like this, where they had a live guy. They had a guy playing piano on the stage.
Yeah,
and kind of it set the mood for what the game was going to be about. It looked very sad. Like there was this
somber,
little owl who looks like his parents
mourning the loss of his parents.
And I was like, oh, it's so sad.
Yeah, it was real dark.
So that's gonna be another great game. Ori was another smash success. One of their indie titles that they released, I think, about 3 years ago, maybe. So good to see another sequel to that franchise. And then this is like the closing up, and they really got a lot of applause for these last 3 announcements. Really, really the second one was kind of weak, but original Xbox backwards compatibility.
I'm excited about it.
What are your thoughts?
It's great. It's something that should have happened a long time ago, but I'm glad we're getting it now. The 360 back. I understand the difficulties with the software infrastructure and all that, and how difficult it is to re-engineer 360 games to work on the one, since it is so different. But I'm excited about it. It's great. I love Xbox games. I love 360 games, and seeing both of those libraries expanding and being added is super cool.
The fact that they've just doubled down on this is great. There was a interesting quote from a Sony exec. I think it was I forget his Ryan something. Basically, he said like backwards compatibility for the PS4 is probably not going to happen because like we looked into it, and honestly, even though it's one of those things that you think people often ask for, they never use it. Yeah, like it's not a very often used feature. So for us, it's not a smart financial investment. He said it a lot more crassly and kind of like took away from some of like the beauty that is like, backwards compatibility. Like I want to go back and play Mario Sunshine. I want to go back and play like all these old like incredible like RPGs, like 16-bit, 32-bit RPGs that are like just like Chrono Trigger, stuff like that. But
it sucks because PS3 had such a great library.
Yeah. I would love to play like Ni no Kuni, and just like a bunch of those titles that I missed because I didn't have a PS3. I didn't have one, so like there's a lot of titles that like everyone's like, oh, you didn't play this game, it's so good. Like the ones that I think that are big, Sony has been good about bringing them to PlayStation 4.
Yeah, like remastering, HD, whatever.
I missed a few that I'm kind of sad about still. So good for Xbox on doing this. It's kind of crazy that like they literally went back 2 generations.
Yeah, all the way to the OG Xbox.
Does this mean that you can literally?
I didn't see coming.
Does this mean you can literally put Xbox games into your Xbox One X?
No.
So it's just digital.
Just digital.
Okay. I was like, how did they do that? Like, how did
they... No.
Okay. I was like, that is crazy. Okay, so...
It's just digital.
Is that how the other backwards compatibility works for Xbox One?
360?
360 games? Because I thought you could put some physical games in.
If the game is available on the 360 backwards compatibility store, or whatever it is they call it, you can input your disc and play it, essentially. Oh, what it'll do, it doesn't play it off the disc. It just downloads the game onto your Xbox.
Oh, so
it's
it
like,
recognizes
you've actually
the disc.
bought the game.
It recognizes the disc, but then gives you the whole game.
I think so.
That is awesome. So smart.
I think that's how it works.
Very smart.
I could be very, very wrong.
Yeah. Hey, let us know in the comments, guys.
Let us know in the comments. But I think that's how it works.
Okay, so they announced Crimson Skies, which I don't have any connection to this game. I don't know what it is. It looks kind of like a Star Fox pilot game where you fly around cities and shoot things. What is it? I don't know what it is.
It's essentially Star Fox. Okay. No, you're right. It was a great title back on the original Xbox. I played the absolute daylights out of it. I'm excited to see it coming.
I want to see Fusion Frenzy on that backwards compatibility list.
I haven't played Fusion Frenzy in
the only game that kind of competed with Mario Party in its prime.
We'll see. They got time.
So the next and second to last announcement was free 4K update for a few titles.
Yeah, a few. And I think it was actually quite a few.
There'll be more. They just they announced like I think like 8 games, Xbox One games are getting a 4K update.
I think the ones off the Titanfall 2 is getting a 4K update, which I'm excited about because I love that game.
Gears of War 4.
Gears of War 4. I think Halo 5.
I think Halo 5. That would make sense. Maybe Minecraft. Obviously, they already talked about that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, this is cool. 4K is again becoming more and more of a accessible technology for people.
Yeah, it was kind of one of those announcements where you're just kind of like, "Geez, I hope so."
Yeah, I hope these are.
They better be
4K.
free 4K update.
Oh yeah, they were like, "It's free." It's like, well, I would hope that it's free.
Well, yeah, I already paid $60 whatever for the game,
and I paid $500 for your box. So
for your Xbox Box X.
Your Xbox Box X. Yeah, what are they gonna shorten this to? Xbox One X.
Xbonix.
The Zox. XOX.
I don't know.
They're gonna. Hopefully, someone gets creative with those names. None of what we've thought of so far has been very good.
It's gonna be like one of those like MLG gamer tags, like XXX Sniper Bro 420 XXX
Sniper Bro 420. That is very typical. Sorry to whoever Sniper Bro 420 is out there. Nothing.
I'm not going
to
apologize.
So the very last announcement, which is we got a little precursor of this yesterday with EA's conference, was Anthem.
Yes,
this game looks dope.
It looks so good. I'm just pumped. I'm excited.
It looks very cool.
I don't like saying Destiny Killer because A, I love Destiny, and Destiny 2 is going to blow my pants off this year. B, we've already called games Destiny Killers in the past. Division, and they just suck total ass. To put it bluntly.
That is a little mean, okay?
Well, they deserve it.
Division did some things.
They did some things, but all in all, they just couldn't keep the traction or whatever. Pretty bad.
Yeah.
So I don't want to call this one a Destiny Killer, but I don't know. I'm excited about it. It looks like it took a lot of elements. You mentioned earlier how all we can do is just compare it to other games that actually exist.
Just use mishmash descriptions. So what does this look like to you?
Like Horizon Zero Dawn meets Mass Effect meets Destiny meets Iron Man meets I don't know, Arc Combat.
The Iron Man segments look so badass. Like they're up in like the tower, kind of like you are in Destiny.
Yeah.
And then
they just jump off the tower.
And then they just hop off the tower and then they boost down through like
world.
this jungle.
Freaking loot.
And then they get some crazy assault rifle. Yeah, we saw loot and we're like, looties! So I think this game is gonna be great. It looks like, I was a little skeptical of how real this is gonna look to the final product.
Right, it was obviously prepared demo.
Very tailored.
Frostbite engine, which is a great engine.
Way too impressive off the bat. I was like, this is all too organic to just happen when you're just scooting around.
No, it was very set up.
So either that,
but the gameplay looked real convincing.
And it could be like something like that's what a mission looks like, kind of like, or a raid or something like that looks like in Destiny, where there are like things that are kind of tailored to the mission you're playing. So it's like, hey, we're gonna go fly into this crazy white and purple glowy orb thing, and
crazy storm. I don't know.
Do that. So
it looks great.
Looks very, very cool. Co-op exploration / combat.
Yeah, play with your friends.
Yeah, you can like mod your mech so you can like
fill a different role. Maybe it'll be like a class system,
support,
kind of
artillery, whatever.
We'll see.
I love the hub world. I'm hoping the hub world stays as alive as it did look.
It was gorgeous too. The facial animations.
Yeah, the facial animations were incredible.
Just animations in general were incredible.
It looked very like not Middle East, but like kind of like a Middle East sci-fi tie, like Star Wars-esque, where
like Egypt in space.
There's like a lot of like tarps,
very Star Wars-esque.
A lot of tarps and like giant AT-AT-esque robots walking around. So I'm really, really pumped about this game. And
same.
I'm a little sad that I think it's Xbox exclusive. I'm a little sad that it's Xbox exclusive.
Yeah, I think it is. I don't know. I think it is a total because Microsoft was weird. They had stuff called like launch exclusives.
Yeah.
Which just meant that it comes out on Xbox first and Sony will get it later.
And that's what they do nowadays, which I love because it means everyone can play it, but also it's a little disingenuous and like
it's kind of a dick move.
It sucks to be the person on the other end that doesn't have both, or it sucks to be a mom or a parent who's trying to buy a game for their son and like they don't know the difference. So if they see like, oh, this is Xbox launch exclusive, like, if they see the commercial and then at the very end the splash screen shows up and it says Xbox exclusive, you're like, oh, it's only an Xbox game. but it's not.
But it's not. I don't know. Whatever.
Regardless, this game looks awesome.
Yeah.
I'll
I'll be playing the shit out of it. Do they have a launch date? Late 2018?
Coming 2018. So I think if anything, it's going to be at the very tail end of 2018, if not 2019.
Yeah, I think that's a fair
unfortunately
assessment.
Because like if this game looks as good as it does now, and people are as excited as you and I are,
yeah,
I think they're going to want to take their time with this game and make sure that when they push it out, it's not
make sure they do it right.
A Division, fiasco where it looked incredible when you first saw it, and then you played it, you're like, this is not at all what I was thinking it was going to be.
Yep. Because that would happen with the Division. It looked, but then again, this is very, very Ubisoft thing to do. Yeah. This is BioWare, so.
Yeah, but BioWare's also had a little bit of issues with Mass Effect. Mass Effect was not the wonder child that they were hoping it would be.
They kind of put a Band-Aid on it, though.
They fixed it, and I think they're getting a bit more backlash than they deserve because they're still an incredible developer and very talented.
And it's not like Andromeda was a bad game.
No, it was just really the facial animations, I think, is what set it back.
Yeah, it was a little janky. That's it. It just wasn't ready.
Yeah, but they're always like very forward thinking too with how they present characters and give people freedom. So I think Anthem looks like it's going to take that as well, because I heard like a female character in that as well when she was talking to them and stuff. So I think this is going to be...
It's going to be a diverse set of characters. It's going to be really cool. Gameplay's going to be great.
It's going to be amazing.
We'll see. It's going to be amazing.
So... that was the closer. That was the full Xbox conference. It was a lot.
In a nutshell, it was.
I'm hoping not all other conferences are this long. And Bethesda made a real dumbass move. Their conference is tonight at 12 p.m. or 12 a.m. essentially.
Really?
Yeah, for us. For Pacific.
For them, it's like 9.
Pacific time, it's 9. For us, it's 12. So it's like I do not want to stay up till 12 and watch this. I might. But that's so late. Like I was already so tired watching this, and it's like the middle of the day. So who knows where we're going to be at?
We'll see.
But that's if you could score their conference, how would you what would you give that press conference?
9 out of 10, because I don't give anything 10 out of 10.
I appreciate that. I respect that.
But to be fair, this was the best E3 conference I've ever seen.
Oh yeah,
and I've been watching E3 since its inception in what was it, 1998 or something like that.
Well, there were no hiccups too, actually, now that I think about that.
It was all smooth.
There was no teleprompter misreads. There were no just janky demos or anything that was just that was really stupid and didn't work out. So good job on Xbox. I think we're going to see a lot more from them just with whatever they announce after this as far as people getting to play live stuff.
Yeah.
So, thanks for tuning in to watch us live. That's all we have to say for this show. Do stay tuned, and if you want to get notified of when we're going live, just go ahead and just follow us on Facebook. We'll be live again, I think, tomorrow when Sony goes. They're going to be late at night, though, so if you want to watch some late-night live TV, join us. But, Jacob, again, thank you so much for being here to do this with me.
No, thank you.
Hopefully, when we watch back, the stream looks pretty good.
Yeah,
but
who knows? They may have not heard anything we said this whole time.
I would hope that my wife would have texted me and told me, "Hey, I can't hear you," but I think we're good. Let's see what she was saying to us. Oh, we look good. We're good, man. So, anyways, that's it. And thank you so much for tuning in. We'll see you next time. Bye. I'm gonna try to phase this out here. Let's see if it goes up on the stream.